Okay, one more quick video. Um, talk a lot about the Sword of God interrupts 165 and ministry revealed. Those guys have really peeled back the layers of the Bible, and they made statements that said Matthew, Mark, and Luke. The last is first, and the first is last. So Luke would be for the bride, Mark would be for the tribulation saints, and Matthew for the millennium saints. I did a little study. Uh, Notice that all three of them have a different account. And we've always thought, well, it's because we have three different writers, so they kind of wrote it three different ways. But I don't think there's any mistakes in the Bible. I think God knew exactly what he was doing when he wrote every single word in the Bible. So, really quickly, I did a study towards the end of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. I guess we'll start out with my first question I had for the three synoptic gospels was when Jesus told them to go into town and find a place for them to have the Last Supper. When he told this, when Matthew told the story, and he sent them in there, he didn't tell them that that the guy that they were looking for would have a pitcher of water. And he did in Mark. The guy had a pitcher of water, and also in Luke, the guy had a pitcher of water. That's how they would identify who he was. Matthew didn't need that identification because those people aren't going to go up to heaven. They're going to stay here through the entire process. Is it 7 years? I don't know. Is it 14 years like Ministry Revealed says? I don't know. I'm just going with what they're saying. But when they said it, I went to do a study, and I'll be darned if they're not right. From what I can see, it makes sense. So if you are a Matthew, you'll stay here through the entire process, through the tribulation, and you won't get raptured up. You'll stay here, and you'll meet the holy city coming down. You're not going to die. I mean, you might die during that period of time. Death is just, for God, it's nothing because he's going to bring you back. He's proven that he can when he raised Lazarus and himself when Jesus came back up. So death means nothing to God. It does to us. It means a lot to me, but doesn't mean a lot to God because you don't become obsolete as soon as you die. You don't disappear. You actually never do. You're going to go somewhere. You're either going to go up to heaven, you're going to go into the millennium, or you're going to go to hell based on what you want. So, at any rate, in Mark, he identified the guy that he needed to have the Passover supper at as a guy carrying a pitcher of water. And the same thing in Luke. The guy would be identified by carrying a pitcher of water. In Matthew, no water. Number two, in Matthew, these are the millennium saints. These are the people that aren't going to heaven. Jesus was angry with them when he went out to pray and told them to stay awake in the Garden of Gethsemane, and they came back. They were asleep. He was angry that they wouldn't watch. What are we doing? What are we doing with all these dates and everything? We're watching. We're trying to figure it out. We're watching. All of us are watching every day. We're curious. That's why you're on YouTube. That's why you're watching all this stuff, because you want to know. I want to know. We all want to know. That's why we're studying this stuff and watching. Watching is not bad. High watch dates are not bad. They come and go. But if one person got on their knees and asked Jesus into their heart, it was worth it. And that's why it has to happen. In Mark, angry that they didn't watch. But something changes in Luke. This is the bride. Mark is the tribulation saints. This is the bride right here. These are the before the woman travails in pain, a child is born. Read that in the Bible. He woke them up and told them to rise. The wording is different. And again, I never have believed that there is a single mistake in the Bible or God counted on humans to do the right thing and write the right thing. Now, every word in the Bible is inspired by God, and I think when we get to heaven and we get to really, like, ministry revealed and Sword of God and Interrupts 165, when we get to heaven, those guys are going to pale by comparison as to what we're going to actually learn about every single word in the Bible. It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. But he woke them up and told them to rise. Matthew, Jesus was betrayed with a kiss. We've all betrayed Jesus. We all have. Every single one of us. Mark, betrayed with a kiss. And Luke, all three of them likewise, betrayed with a kiss. Now, in Matthew, the man that they approached to get the room, no upper room was described. There's no upper room. It's just he got a room. Again, I don't think Matthew left that out. I mean, if you're in a room that's up, you would write that down. It's not a mistake. It's not an oversight. It's not, he writes different. They didn't go up. Remember, Matthew stays down here. They don't go up. They stay down here. Mark, upper room. These guys are going to be raptured. They are called the tribulation saints. They will be raptured, and they will go through the tribulation, be born of the woman after much a travail. And then the last one is Luke, upper room again. They are going to be the ones, the bride. They're going to go before any of these things come to pass. So, question is, which one are you? Now, I just had a "Are you saved?" video a little while ago. That's no longer the question. You're saved, okay? You're here. You have a desire to do the will of God. You're searching. You want to know. If you're not saved, you're probably not watching any of this stuff because you think it's all stupid, and it's not. It's everything. It's more important than anything you've ever done in your life. So now comes the question. You are saved. You are not going to go to hell, and you're not going to burn for all eternity. But which one do you want to be? Do you want to be a Matthew? Do you want to be a Mark? Or do you want to be a Luke? Do you really want to be here through the tribulation? Do you really want to go through all those things and wait to see the Holy City come down? Or do you want to miss all these things, all the horrible things that are coming, and go to heaven and Luke? When Ministry Revealed came up with that, who was God talking to thing, in each one of these different passages, that's when I started really studying the three synoptic gospels, and it's right there. You can't miss it. When you look at this with fresh eyes of understanding, you can't miss it. You're not going to miss it. You're going to see it. So go in and study Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. There's always these little clues and these little hints to those people who will not be raptured. The tribulation saints will be raptured. The bride will be raptured, but not the millennium saints. They're still saints. They're still saved. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Which category do you want to fall in? God's going to give you what you want. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for any of that mess. It's going to be bad. God says he's going to give them up to their own devices. He's going to let them have what they want. They want the system that they have chosen for themselves. Let them live through that system. It's just a quick video I did. I thought, I can study just like anybody else, right? If I have the preconceived understanding that the three synoptic gospels are geared towards three different groups of people, and they are. Luke is the bride, and they are the ones that are raptured up into third heaven. It says it right in the Bible. Mark is the tribulation saints, and they're the ones that are raptured up into paradise, different place. Third heaven and paradise, not the same place. And then the millennium saints are the ones, the Bible talks about them in Revelation. They're going to be standing right there watching the Holy City come down. God's going to come down with us. I'm assuming the bride and the tribulation saints. I'm not sure how that works yet. I'm still studying that. But come down here and we're going to defeat evil. We're going to wipe them out off the face of the earth. And the people who refuse to receive that mark, don't receive the mark. But the people that refuse to receive that mark are going to see the holy city set down, and they'll be. I don't know if they go into the holy city, if they're in the court without. I don't know where they're going to be exactly. Still doing a lot of learning. But when this light came on, and it dawned on me that, wow, Matthew, Mark, and Luke are speaking to three different groups of people, and when the Bible itself teaches that there are three different groups of people, it makes a lot of sense as to why we continue to argue back and forth as to, you know, what is it that's when is the rapture going to happen? Some people are pre-trib, some people are mid-trib, and some people say there is no rapture, they're going to inherit the earth. I had a little discussion with one of the guys on YouTube, and he says, I don't want to go. I want to stay here and inherit the earth. And I said, okay, God's going to give you what you want. So talk with you later, YouTube. We keep studying. That's what we do. We keep studying. Don't stop. Anybody can do this. I can do this, and I'm like not a Bible scholar, but when you hear a truth like this, go in there and study it for yourself. It's easy. Get on your knees. Salvation is first. After salvation, this stuff becomes important. Where do you want to be? Which group you want to be in? Choose sides. Choose you this day. Talk to you later, Facebook. Repo Man. Did I say Facebook? YouTube. Repo Man 64.